What is up, everybody? Welcome to the AdHero podcast, a brand new thing we're launching called the Quick Hitter. And the Quick Hitter is designed to kind of jump right in and speak on current world events taking place, kind of give our thoughts and opinions. Some things in this life are just kind of coming fast and hard, and our normal recording schedule is every Friday, but then that episode doesn't come out until the following Friday, typically. Okay, so by that span of time, 2 whole weeks could have passed. There's a lot of editing that is involved. There's a lot of things that happen behind the screens to make our podcast possible for you listeners. So what Geno and I wanted to do was kind of create these segments to be more raw, rough, unedited. It's not going to have all the frills of like an opening. It's not going to have all the stuff to it. It's just going to be Geno and I commenting on something that's happening right now in the world, and then we're just going to put it out there as quickly as humanly possible. So I think we're going to record tonight. We're going to try to have this one dropped tomorrow maybe.
Okay, yeah.
We'll try.
Yeah, we'll try, yeah.
First one. Okay, so Quick Hitter, is that what we're going
Okay,
with?
sure, yeah. Let's try that as like a beta.
All right, we'll try Quick Hitter as a beta, and if you guys want to change the title, drop us a message on social media. Let us know if you can think of a better title for these Quick Hitters.
Or at our anchor.fm /the-AdHero-podcast. Actually, a message area right there for you. You can even leave a voicemail, and we'll play it on the air.
Right there. Yes, we will. Okay, my man. So this episode is going to be a short, quick hitter here on this whole Robinhood affair that's been taking place. And for the listeners who don't know, but you've been hearing about this a lot, what this is, Geno, do you want to give an overview of what this is?
Okay, so, well, I guess the really quick version is the little guy taking it to the big guy. There is a thing called short selling, where the big companies or mid-sized companies who aren't doing so well, and people like hedge funds, I don't want to say go after, but short the market and kind of bet against them that they will do bad in the market. And one of these businesses that just so happened to be a current victim was GameStop. And word around Reddit on a user group named, I forget the name of the group. The
Wall Street Bet Beats.
That's right. Then they...
Wall Street Best Bets. Wall Street Best Bets.
Right. And the notion was that, well, we got these big hedge funds going after these small groups or these small companies, and GameStop is this victim. So why don't we do the opposite and actually invest into GameStop and give these hedge funds a run for their money? So the buying power of this group, and I don't know how many people were involved in this, it had to be like thousands, invested into GameStop and other companies like AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Nokia, and a bunch of others. And it really took a big hit to these hedge funds, where they lost $70 billion, 5,000 hedge funds to be exact. And the little guy won. And it's not a good practice, apparently, and it's kind of like over-stimulating the market. But one could even argue that even what the hedge fund's doing, where and it's not a bad thing to short sell. It's a natural occurrence in the stock market, but there's a limit to making it kind of like, well, maybe that's a little too much you should be doing to a company.
Yeah, let's give a quick definition of short selling as it applies to this whole situation, right? So basically, short selling is a way that big investors can make money off a stock failing. In other words, take your favorite sports team, or maybe a team you don't like so much, and it's almost like they're going to lose the game, so you bet on them to lose the game.
The Cleveland Browns.
They've been doing better lately.
Oh, they actually have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But But shockingly, all the fans rally around the Browns. If we want to stick with your example, if anyone from Cleveland listening right now, we're not trying to knock.
Oh no, we're not. No, I'm just speaking on history.
But in this example, the fans would rally around the Browns, and they would actually win the game, and then you, as an investor or a bettor in that example, would lose. So, in other words, these investors specifically zeroed in on GameStop because they thought it was a bad stock, a bad company. So they basically borrow a share and then sell it. And then later, if the stock price does as they expect, they can buy it at the lower price and keep the difference.
Yes.
Okay? But the problem is many of these small-time, also known as retail investors, people that aren't normally investors, they banded together on message boards like Reddit, and they told everyone, let's everyone jump in and buy GameStop. So it basically it's like all these little investors kind of banded together and stuck it to the man. And Robinhood, so consequently all the big hedge funds that had all these billions of dollars in play to short sell GameStop, they were forced to actually buy the shares before it went even higher, and thus they would lose even more money. The whole thing is just crazy. What's funny about it is Robinhood, in terms of the namesake, Robinhood, steal from the rich, give to the poor, they should have been kind of in some ways celebrating this. But instead, they actually put the kibosh on people buying more GameStop. This being Robinhood, the app. And the app is very heavily used by, retail investors, also known as younger investors who don't know a lot about investing. They got a couple $100. They load it on the app. They can buy some shares of stock. It's very easy to do. All right. So all these people started doing this, and you would think Robinhood would actually be okay with it because it's kind of lives up to their namesake. But no, they put a block on these young people, or I guess we shouldn't just put them all in a bucket of young, but these people from buying more shares of GameStop and driving the price up even higher. Now, one could argue, as we did on a recent podcast taping, episode 40, it's going to be dropping next week. One could argue that Robinhood maybe possibly tried to do this to prevent innocent people from buying shares of GameStop, because at some point GameStop is going to go down. It's going to go down at some point. Okay? So potentially they did this so people didn't lose money. Younger people didn't lose their whole life savings trying to get rich quick. Okay?
Right.
But what's your thoughts on, did Robinhood do the right thing in not letting people buy more GameStop shares, or is Robinhood in bed with the hedge funds and was trying to prevent the hedge funds from losing more money?
Yeah, well, I back up a little bit, and the weapon of choice was Robinhood, because just like you said, it was to design for, well, at least that's what we believe, that designed for the little guy or people who don't normally invest in stock trade. I mean, heck, I just got into it last May or whenever the stimulus came out. I previously was in some other one, but I've been wanting to try Robinhood for some time. And then, it's actually not a bad app. And as we're learning from 5 days ago, that the app is, kind of in bed actually with these hedge funds. And it's, we're in, we're in an age, and this is kind of like what I said in the last podcast too, you get to kind of make the rules as you go along. We're seeing this in finance, we're seeing this in politics, we're seeing this in big corporate America. Normally, someone who would probably get in trouble for something against the law, but if you're in a higher elitist class, you're not getting in trouble. So it's very interesting how that kind of dynamic is taking place these days. And that being said, we're seeing a app called Robinhood that goes in, and instead of trying to maybe make the stock more expensive for the user to get, they actually place a limit on how many shares a user can buy, and that could lead to a bunch of lawsuits, a bunch of class action lawsuits that will ultimately be the demise of Robinhood, according to a lot of experts. And Robinhood actually just got a funding, I believe, of was it $1 million in the last 24 hours, and then they raised another $1 billion, and then they got another $2 billion on top of that,
right,
to actually cover. And I mean, heck, as a user, like, I got an email stating that very same thing, that, hey, look, we're basically trying to cover our asses to try to pay all this off, but it just seems like there's something else that we're just not told. And we're also seeming that, like, okay, if the hedge funds don't like it, and Robinhood doesn't like this, and then now we're seeing news analysts like on CNBC, every one of the anchors reporting just with a scared, unknowing, not knowing what to do kind of look on their face, and asking very strange questions, I think, to their guests, that basically putting it like, well, isn't it bad what the users did? And people like, heck, there was a Gary Vee who was asked this similar question, and he was just like, hey, this is the internet. This is great. This gets more users involved. This gets more people involved in investing. I see this as a good thing. So it's what's really going on here, I think, is my question. I have some theories, but it hasn't. It's building as the story keeps unfolding.
Right.
More and more. We peel back that onion and really finding out what's really going on here in the United States of America stock market.
Wow. Well said. Okay, well, that was our first attempt here at something we're calling Quick Hitter. Again, it's designed to just, get our fast reaction on something taking place. We want to keep the conversation going on our social media feeds. So we're going to publish this ASAP, and then we want to hear from you. Talk to us on Twitter. Talk to us on all of our social media at AdSemble. Put hashtag, the AdHero podcast, or hashtag call the AdHeroes. Whatever you got to do to get in touch with us so we can hear your thoughts, so we can get back on another episode, share your thoughts, and kind of keep the conversation flowing. But I think real fast, the takeaway here is just always invest at your own risk.
Right.
Never put more money on the line than you can afford. Be smart. Even if something looks like it could be like, even if something looks like it could be like a quick way to some fast cash, be very careful, because you could also lose your shorts quicker than your head will spin.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right. So that was our first episode. I like that.
Oh, I kind of did too.
I like that too.
Yeah. It's more chill.
It is more chill. Yeah. It's a lot less pre-production and post-production work.
Yeah.
No doubt. All right. We're going to publish this. That's it for now. This is your boy, Matthew Olivieri.
And this is Giovanni.
We're out.